Right then, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome, welcome, welcome to another exciting night here at Delta T Racing, where we are in Brazil for what is potentially going to be the championship deciding race in our Class D championship tonight. Not only do we have a potential championship tonight, but we also get the pleasure of being joined by the mighty Bogorovsky in the commentary box as well. How are you, my good sir?
Well, that's a very warm welcome, Ence. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Happy to be here. Normally, I'm actually racing against these guys, but tonight I'm just joining comms, and I hope to see a good show in Brazil. We're now live, and it feels like a blue sky, so no rain, but
looks to be a dry quali, yeah.
Maybe in the race, you never know here at Interlagos. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to see how this championship is going to pan out, because after last week, we have a very clear leader in BD Nuts. He could clinch it today, and well, we will be reporting from quali and race. We will inform you what the current standings will be and what is needed for him to clinch it.
We sure will. We sure will.
He has a 24-point lead.
He sure does. So I think, if my maths is correct, if he is 3 points ahead of you and Dunn in the final points position, then that's championship sealed.
True. Potentially there are a few other guys who could clinch it, but they would need at least a podium today and a win in the last race, and that because the gap to number 3, Gunnar, is 29 points. So, and right behind him are guys like Tires Turso, Askelios, Hims, Reliot, all from P2 to P7 is just 14 points and 38 points to the leader. So anyone from that group who, well, today has a podium or a win and is ahead of Beatty Nuts, he could make a big move.
They're certainly throwing their hat in the ring if they're able to beat Beatty Nuts today, that is for certain.
Yeah, and Beatty Nuts has shown he is the quickest in this tier, although on raw pace, Ian Dunn is not far off.
Yeah. Saley's always been a challenger in a lot of the tracks. Hims, who's missed I think 2 races recently, now back in the Red Bull.
Yeah, it's a real shame for him, because he was the championship leader 2 races ago, but if you're not here, you're not scoring points.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, illnesses catch up with us all, and hopefully next season we'll see him battling away for another championship challenge once again. Now I'm just finishing up Beatty Nuts' lap.
I'm watching him here, and he's in the very beautiful white and red Ferrari. Ferrari, look at me talking. Yeah, see, I'm so confused. The Red Bull, of course. My bad. Yeah, I got confused because I saw Beatty Nuts in the Ferrari posting the fastest lap, and immediately goes on to 107.5. It could be pole.
That's a very quick time. That was certainly very quick for Class C last night. Surprised to see. I need to make sure I pronounce this correctly. Owen Dunn doing a 114 there.
Yeah,
must have had a slight mishap somewhere around the lap.
It's a typical Irish way of driving Owen. So we'll try to do it good this time. Hope we do it right, Owen. Meanwhile, Hims is into second position, 108.3. Nabucco also
with a very good lap.
108.3, and let's not forget, we have a few debutants tonight.
We
have Mr. Long, who, well, he's been in the rookie class for quite a few weeks, but improved massively the last time he raced, and did so well he got promoted. And I think on speed Yeah, he's top 10 driver in this class.
Oof, and there is Mr. Owen Dunn, 107.45. Current pole sitter.
Yep.
Very tidy lap, very tidy lap. I also have to give a shout out here to Racing Ryan L. He's done a 108.6 on the mediums.
That's quick. And
That
also on the
is-
mediums, Escalos, 108.9.
Yes, a very quick time there from both of them.
And we have a second debutant, that's K. Mavradas. I hope I pronounced that correctly. It's a driver from Greece. He will be in the Haas tonight, I think.
That's correct. Yep, still in the
Yep.
pits. So obviously biding his time for making sure he gets a clean lap. As we both know, Bog, it's very difficult to stay out of traffic around this short track.
As we noticed both ourselves yesterday, it can be filled with traffic. Because if I look at myself yesterday, I didn't have a real bad quality, but each lap was I was held up with other cars.
Yeah, I think I got very lucky, timed it correctly to get out straight away. First one, and just had clean track through every run, so just
and the
got very
margins
lucky.
on a short track like this are so
So small.
narrow. I mean, yesterday the gap from P1 to P16 was 8 tenths.
It's just
So
incredible,
being
isn't
held
it?
up by a few other cars
Yeah.
could cost you a few tenths, but could cost you 10 positions.
It's incredible to think there, isn't it? Just such a minor little mistake around one corner can set you back that many positions.
Yeah, true.
He's currently on board with Marco Sack, who seems to be doing his third hot lap on these
Let's
softs.
not forget, he is on home ground, so I have expectations for him.
And he does improve by a tenth and a half. So he joins his teammates on the...
Also noted that he is on 3-lap-old softs. That might hurt him.
Certainly might. Tyre management is not too much of a factor, or hasn't usually been too much of a factor around Brazil, but we know that the mediums don't quite make it too easy on lasting all the way to the end
No.
on a one-stop strategy.
On board myself with Reliot now in the Alfa Romeo, and Reliot and Gunnar. They're absolutely not the fastest driver in this league, but in fact, their qualifying is usually outside of top 10.
Oh, it's
Come
midfield,
racing
yeah.
time, they usually do like a reverse strategy, and you see them move up, and eventually finishing into the top 5. Both have been on the podium once this season, but they're in 3rd and 7th in the championship, and not far off. I mean,
There's
who knows?
7th,
Lucky win could put them in a very good position to not maybe win a championship, but also finish top 3, which would give them a ticket to the championship race. And even more, the leading constructors.
They are just two of the most consistent team drivers, I think, that we've got in any of the tiers, to be honest.
I think that's very well said.
Yeah, just very safe, but I think they also, as brothers, very good at communicating and working as a team to get a best result.
Yeah,
which is
they sure do. I think I've seen. This is the 8th race of the season. So basically, in 7 races before this, only one of them had 1 DNF. That's pretty impressive.
That is consistency, especially in this unpredictable Class D tier that we currently have.
Yeah, because even Beatty Nuts, who, as we said before, probably the best driver in this league, he's had his fair share of moments of mistakes, unlucky.
he certainly has, and I mean even Owen, you know, he's right up there on pace with beating us, but just hasn't been able to convert those that pace into race pace.
Yeah,
And
true. Because
unfortunately,
I remember the first race of the season. That was Bahrain. He had pole, but he was. I think he didn't even finish lap one.
that's correct. Yeah, I think it was down at
or
turn 3.
spun out
Yeah.
the turn. No. He spun out the turn at the end of the long right-hander. If
Oh
I'm
right.
correct.
Yes.
But maybe,
Yes.
and he had a fair share of those moments. So, as Kalos improves to
It's a very nice lap. P3.
107.8 P3. That is.
Yeah. I'm just enjoying the white Red Bull of Hims.
Yeah.
He's on his
Red Bull.
second.
Let's not forget.
Yeah, not a Ferrari, not the white Ferrari. Oh.
Right. Meanwhile, I'm on board with Erwin Dunn, current pole sitter. Love how smooth he goes through those corners.
And Hims improves, but doesn't move any positions, just challenges Askelios.
107.9, I think below 108 in this group. Owen backs off. Who's on hot lap?
Piers Tyres Terso is invalidated, unfortunately.
Very nice to see that the two debutants are doing well, P6 and P7.
Certainly are very...
Only 5 thousandths away from each other.
Very competitive, which is great to see. Great to see.
No. Felix is a bit off track at turn 1, 2, actually.
Yeah, 4.5 seconds behind already.
Right now.
No, we've got Wardy in the Williams, just on his out lap.
Yeah, he's on the out lap, but Felix is on his in lap. Hims is pitting, and Beanie Nuts is just leaving the pit lane. So we'll look what.
Yeah, only haven't done one lap so far, so maybe he's looking at saving a pair of softs, new softs for the race.
Yeah.
That bodes well. Suggests that it's not going to be raining.
Oh, all right.
And Mordy coming into turn 1 will be looking to improve his current position of P19. Looks smooth enough through the S's. He's currently just over a tenth up, so certainly improving. Has a little bit of traffic ahead of him with a McLaren, but Lath will hopefully be getting out of the way. And he does so.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, that's what we like to see.
Comes through the S's, and let's see as he reaches the final point of sector 2. How much is he up? And is he up? He's up 5 tenths.
Up 5 tenths.
Oh, that's good, because 5 tenths up could not move him up a lot. He'd still need a tenth or two more to really move up.
And he
actually loses a bit, so he only moves up 2 positions. I think it's time to go to Beanie Nuts on his lap. Here he comes. Boom.
Boom. There we go. 107.2.
Yeah.
God, that was a heck of a lap.
Quick.
Very quick, absolutely.
That's something I would never be able to closed off. That's so. Yeah, I remember yesterday in the Class C race, Beatty Nuts joined as a reserve, and I think he was backwards on lap 1 or 2, being unlucky, being really far from the lead, and still in a race with, well, I think only 3 DNFs and no safety cars, he still managed to fight up front to P4, not too far from the leader. So his race, it's not just qualifying pace, his race pace is phenomenal as well. And meanwhile, you may have missed it, but the other Red Bull, look at that.
Yeah,
well,
fantastic
7.5.
Absolutely, putting him on the second row in P3, and I'm sure he'll be hoping to get back, although he's probably not got the time now to be swapping onto a new set of softs.
Looking at Saley here on his hot lap.
Yeah, Saley will be looking to
too
improve.
much curb. But it's 2/10 up. That wouldn't be enough to move positions. But it could make sure he doesn't lose position. Here he comes. Nope, nope. Minor improvement. Here comes the other Red Bull. Hymns improves.
Oh, he
3/10,
does.
P4.
Well done.
Look at that.
Another
Red
good
Bull
lap.
on second row. Both.
Top 5 in the 107s.
Yeah, Escalo's now in P5.
P5 on his final hot lap, and he's a 10th over his lap at the moment, so he's going to need to find some time in sectors 2 and 3 to improve. And he has backed out, it looks like. So Askelios unable to improve, possibly recharging the batteries to go again.
And may I remind you that the pole time from Beatty Nuts is actually quicker than the pole from Class C yesterday.
It certainly is, yeah, just over 2 temps quicker.
In fact, it would have been P5 in Class B.
P5, that just shows Beatty Nuts' pace.
And P6 in Class A.
Oof. Well, there you
So,
go.
yeah, I mean,
As if
I
you
think
needed any more.
Yeah, as long as the season is going on, it shows that all classes are, well, growing a bit towards each other in terms of pace. As you can see, that mainly the Class C drivers are improving, but the biggest improvement has come, I think, from this group.
Certainly
as most
has,
drivers
yes.
were completely new, like 2-3 months ago, set their first ever steps in league racing.
To see where they are now is a huge
big
improvement.
difference.
It's great to see.
And they're still only beginning, so I think the ceiling of some of the guys is still much higher, actually.
I would agree. I mean, you've got Owen there, is on a 107.2 as well.
Yeah.
Skelios does improve, but only ever so slightly.
No, I'm following Owen Dunn here, and let's see, he's probably the last one.
He is up a little
bit.
bit.
On pole, and wouldn't be the first time this season. In fact, would be the third. But Kenny, in the Alpine, he's a 10th up, and that's all we need.
He's a
that's
10th
all
up.
he needs.
Wow, this could be a fantastic
And I think he had a great exit from that corner. Let's go.
Oh, he's invalidated. He's invalidated.
No!
He has invalidated.
Oh, what a shame.
Oh, it looked like he just pushed too
Yeah, he
hard.
made a mistake in the last few hundred meters to,
so
miss out on pole
unfortunate.
position.
Miss out,
And that means that Beatty Nuts takes pole, and that's his fourth. So he and Beatty Nuts both have together have 6 out of 8 races. Have pole position have 6 out of 8 races.
That is exceptional
Yeah.
form. That is incredible. Championship worthy, and I think
Well,
even
they
if it
are
doesn't happen
the number
tonight,
1 and 2 in the championship, so
they
better
are
front
indeed.
row is basically not possible.
They are
Not,
two
not,
fantastic lap times though. I'm just looking at them with pure
yeah,
admiration. Like,
yeah,
wow. But racing Ryan now and Hims in the Red Bull
yeah.
team,
I think most surprising is racing Ryan for me.
definitely he's shown his pace in previous races. Hasn't
Yeah, but
quite converted
it's
in
only
races,
like
but
his third or fourth race.
that's correct. Yeah, yep. So really trying to stamp his mark, but unfortunately, BT Nuts and Owen are just absolutely shooting to the stratosphere at the moment.
Wow, that 107.2 is really, really quick.
It is.
And Owen Dunn even had more in himself, so well done. So we have a Kiwi on pole, an Irishman in P2, and an Englishman in P3.
What's the punchline, Bog? What's the punchline?
I don't know.
It's a lineup for a joke, isn't it?
You tell me.
No, not unless we want to be not unless we want to be rude on stream, which we wouldn't dare be.
Nah.
But a fantastic grid we have set, ready to go.
Yeah, and the debutants done well too. Let's
They
hope
did.
they can have a good race, well, stay out of trouble, and get some points in their first ever league race.
Yep, they've certainly shown that they are competitive on pace during a one-lap stint. So let's see what
I think the
36
improvement of
laps.
these drivers is phenomenal. I mean, I think some of them, if are now driving times on this track, high 107s, low 108s, if they would have had to drive this track 2 months ago when the season started, they wouldn't have been close to what they can do now.
No, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you've been dealing with the rookies for most of the season, haven't you, Bog? So you would have seen them from the very first races.
Yeah, and I think it shows well the drivers are now lining up for the formation lap. It's not a real race start, by the way. I raced with them, and the first race, like I said before, was Bahrain, and I missed out on pole position with 12 thousandths of a second or something.
It was very close. I do remember it being
I
very, very
actually I thought
close.
I
Yeah,
had pole, but
yeah.
then Owen came by, and I think someone else was. Uh, anyway, um, and what you've seen during this season is the first few races I was able to fight these guys for the wins and podiums on merit. And the last few races, I was happy if I could score a point.
Yeah,
And that's not because they got slower. Well, maybe I did a bit, but it's more because all those other guys improved so much more than I did.
absolutely,
And all the credits to them.
absolutely. And seeing them in their penultimate race this week and the ultimate race
Yeah. So
next week in Mexico will be incredibly exciting. We only have 3 drivers going for the alternate strategy, which I'm quite surprised about. Mr. Wardy R6 in P18, Mr. Reliot in the Alfa Romeo, and Tyres Turso, formerly known as Iceman, in the Alfa Tauri.
you know what's a real surprise to me?
Are you going
One
to
of the
say
Alfa
the?
Romeos
Yep. That was
is
going
in
to
the
be my
top 10 in
guess.
quali.
He is indeed, yes, Mr. Gunnar 18.
Yeah, what's that all about?
Wow, clearly been practicing around Brazil,
Uh-huh.
and looks like Alfa Romeo could be on for the split strategy. Cool, and we'll see
Yeah, of
over the
course his
next
brother
36
Elliot
laps.
is on the mediums.
Yeah,
Well,
There we
all
go.
are lined up.
We'll just wait for the lights. And can't quite see them. There they are. 5 lights on and off. And once the lobby catches up, away
There we
go. It looks like a good start for BT Nuts. Owen pulls in right behind. We're racing Ryan just tucking in behind them. The 2 Red Bulls
Very
battling
packed
away.
in the middle there, but it seems to go all well.
Seems to go okay. Saley and Evan
No
getting
one
in
is
a
round.
battle. Mr. Long, the debutant, is battling away there with Evan in the Alpine. But it looks as though we've got away fairly clean.
This is the cleanest start I've seen.
That is fantastic. That is exactly what we like to see.
Yeah.
Now if we just bring up the position changes, the winners on that lap so far is a debutant Mr. Long, making up 3 positions into P7. Oh, and we have a yellow, but it looks to have cleared already.
I think that was Felix in the Merc.
Oh, and we have an off. And it looks to be
A McLaren and a Haas. Oh,
and a Haas. Oh, it is
Haas.
the debutant K Mavradis
And the
and the Wuko that look like they've. Oh, and the Wuko, unfortunately, got busted with a commentator's curse there, jumping on board as he's spinning round.
Oh, Evan M picks up the time pen.
Just
So who's the
obviously
big
getting a
winner?
bit-
The big winner is Mr. Long, up to P6 from P10.
P6,
And Winter
fantastic lap
Travis
1.
is up 5 positions. And Leif up P4 position up as well, so well done to them.
And the winners on the medium tyres so far, Mr. Tyres Terso and P12. Seems to be keeping up nicely with Mr. Gooner 18 in the Alfa Romeo.
Yeah.
But the battle at the front, BT Nuts, seems to have had a good start to the race. But Owen is certainly keeping up within that DRS zone. Losing a couple of attempts a lap, but still managing to stay within that.
Yeah, I think if those 2 guys, those 2 front runners, if they are able to stay out of trouble, I don't think the others are gonna see them back.
I think, yeah. Bearing in mind, Hims is 1.3
Hims is a
seconds
quick
behind
racer.
P2.
Yeah.
He is, yeah.
I mean, there's a reason he was leading the championship.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But to see these 2 pulling away like this is a sight I think we're going to have to get used to this race, as long as they stay out of trouble, as you say, Bog.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think that's for both of them. That's been the main issue why they haven't scored more points than they have.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see what the Red Bulls want to do, whether they want to play the team game and try and go for maximum constructors points to get into the champions race that way.
Seems like Racing Ryan had the upper hand, was a bit quicker than his teammate, but now it's actually him who's pulling away.
He's
As
gained.
and here comes Owen Dunn with the move.
Owen Dunn clearly
He
had a
takes the lead.
fantastic lap and takes the lead into turn 1. That DRS, as we know, Bob, is very powerful down that back straight, but hadn't anticipated they were that close, that quick.
Yeah, the question is, can he keep the lead now? We see that BT Nuts is
It's gonna be a
looking already.
difficulty. Staying right on his gearbox. Unfortunately, coming to section in sector 2, which is usually just single file all the way round. If you can just stay close enough and get that exit on the final
BT
corner.
Nuts is now probably going to line up. If he has a good exit from that last corner, he will be the one.
Oh, there we go. Look at that.
Here he goes, here he goes, here he goes. And then we have again. Oh, Mr. Long is off.
Missed. Oh no.
Here
Mr.
comes
Long
Beanie
having
Nuts.
off. Yeah, round the outside.
Side by side. Basically exactly the way Owen Dunn did the lap before. Let's have a look. Mr. Long, he still on track. Dropped to...
Oh dear, I don't know what happened there, but jumped on board right at the moment of impact.
His teammate, Tyre Sturzo, I thought one of them was going to end up in the wall.
Yeah, it looks like Winter Travis unfortunately took the brunt of that in the house.
Yeah. Elliott now in the mix with them. Oh, Nawuko.
Unfortunately, Nawuko yet.
Pitted, but gets a pen for speeding. Felix Le Pirate has pitted as well. Has gone to the medium tire while Nawuko has chosen for the harder tire. Oh, he's already... Gee. He's lost so much time, he's nearly a lap behind.
He is indeed. He did have the lap 1 incident at the end of... Oh, sorry, was it lap 1, lap 2?
Yeah, well, at least it was at the beginning.
Absolutely.
Winter Travis is pitting.
I think he...
I think he has damage from that incident the lap earlier.
Definitely. But Owen appeared to have kept the lead on that lap. BT Nuts just didn't quite have the engine power and the pull up the hill to get past him that time, so whether that's a sign of things to come or whether we're just going to be swapping back and forth for the whole race.
Well, it would make it interesting while I am watching both of the medium runners, Tyre Sturzo and Elliott, fighting each other. And the third medium driver, Wardy, is not far behind as well.
BT Nuts now going around the outside again. Very clean racing from the two of them.
And keep switching positions.
Oh, it's so evenly matched on pace.
Felix is out. Felix is out.
Felix DNFs.
And we have a safety car.
We have a safety car. Now this is perfect for Winter Travis and Nawuko.
Oh, yeah, because especially the last one, because...
Oh, absolutely. Nawuko was close to getting lapped.
Yeah, exactly. Now we can gain back all the time. We see that Mafradas is immediately pitting, and that's a wise decision. Goes to the mediums.
Oh, it's a long way to go for the mediums.
Oh, Lath is out. What happened there?
Lath has retired. He's
under the safety car?
I think he's hit the safety car. Or
no.
The safety car is currently still... Yeah, he's gone off.
Right.
Yeah, he's gone off at the safety car. Not sure exactly what happened, but...
if you look at the positioning of his car and the safety car, you must be right.
It certainly looks that way, doesn't it? Now, Mr. Winter Travis has come into the pits and is looking like he's going to come out behind the leader.
If I were him, I would have waited one lap to be sure.
Yes, is he going to make it out ahead? It's going to be close.
He might just make it.
He has indeed. What's happened there? Racing Ryan?
Nawuko just stepped on the brake there. Probably due to...
And Racing Ryan has DNF'd at turn 3.
How did he do that on the safety car?
I am not sure. Quite frankly, I'm not sure.
Alright.
But Mr. Long is now back in P4. I'm sure he was off track and had an incident just a few laps ago. Wow.
Yeah, but what you've seen is that half the grid is pitted. As Kalos, Saley, Evan, Gunnar, DMX, Marcos, Mavradas, they have all pitted.
They have all pitted, yes. Yeah, Wardy has made up so far 11 places. Up into P7. So we have the front 4 runners on their softs that they started out with.
Yeah, you'd think that those soft runs would have used the safety car and pitted.
Yeah, it's very early though. If they're trying to make that one-stop work, it is a little bit too early.
Yeah, I think knowing what I know from the races earlier this week, I probably have pitted in their situation and made it a 2-stop.
Yes, I think I would have done the same as well, but I do know that BT Nuts is in favour of staying out to try and avoid the midfield chaos that may occur during the restart. So there's a caution to their approach, I think.
Yeah.
But whether it will pay off, we will see.
Now he will have to pit. I think the softs last to maximum lap 15, 16.
Yeah, I mean with the safety car, I think they'll be able to get to 15. But
right,
they
only
have.
See. It's Naruko is still so much behind. It's like he I don't get it.
Maybe struggling on the hards, unable to get the temperature in them.
Yeah, but this might make sure that the safety car is not coming in this lap yet.
One more lap, yeah. I do wonder, Bog, I am seeing a lot more cloud in the sky. I do wonder if the front 4 runners know something we don't about the possible weather.
Oh, that will be interesting. I mean, looking at the tires, I really hate the hard tire here.
I agree. Couldn't agree more.
If I were Namuko, I'd pit again and go for mediums now.
Definitely. Oh, we have Wardy pitting, choosing to get rid of the mediums, which is unusual, and jump onto a new set of mediums.
The timing is unusual, but might not be a bad choice. It just probably should have done it a bit earlier.
Yeah.
It would have saved him a lot of position. Owen done.
Owen has been spun round.
Oh, look at that! There's a massive crash on the safety car.
I don't understand what's happened.
What is this? Oh my!
We have Owen facing the wrong way.
Owen crashed in the safety car, and there's been a lot of contact with several cars, and they all have a 5-second penalty for contact on the safety car.
Oh no!
That's Owen, what have you done? Well, if it was his fault, of course we haven't seen that.
We unfortunately didn't catch exactly what happened, but he had BT Nuts in front of him and Hims behind. I wouldn't expect either of those two to cause.
No, but maybe he braked too late, or someone behind him braked too late and wanted to avoid that while the safety car is coming in at the end of his lap.
Safety car is in, so unfortunately, if Owen has picked up any damage.
Oh man, but not just yeah.
And there is a lot of penalties on the board now, which, as we know, Bob, can massively affect.
I can't see damage to his front wing, but it doesn't mean there is no damage to the rest of his car. He's in last position.
And BT Nuts is gone.
Softs, and BT Nuts is
gone.
Going. Hims is
staying with him. Mr. Long is staying nice and close. Tyres Terso taking
the Alpha's there.
Big dive down into turn 1, but they keep it clean. And he's done very well on those cold mediums to make that stick.
Owen Dunn went in the pits.
Yeah, he must have had damage there.
Yeah.
From that spin, but Tyres Terso moving up into a podium position there on the mediums, which is a great position to be in. Oh, we have a Haas behind, and that's Winter Travis going off, and wing damage there, unfortunately for Winter Travis, for what has proven to be a unfortunate night, I think is the best way to describe it so far. And Owen coming up the rear in P16, but Mr. Long is staying within striking distance so far of his teammate, Tyres Terso.
And look at where the Alfa Romeo cars are now.
Teammates, slightly different strategies, but they are very close together. And,
passing each other actually.
Passing each other, but also unfortunately letting the two Aston Martins get right in the mix.
I think it was I think it was Elliott letting his brother pass as he's on the fresher tyre.
I would agree, but that has unfortunately left the Aston Martins
but Elliott
right
is
in
now
there.
losing out a bit on his older tyres. Well,
Some great racing there though.
Really seems to be the quickest on his fresh softs. Yeah, the softs are so much quicker on fresh, especially if they're fresh. It's a world of difference.
Yeah, we'll probably see the difference here with Saley on Mr. Long down the back straight.
Yeah,
he gets a much better exit, but just can't drive through the car in front, unfortunately. And Mr. Long looks to be taking
look at those Alfa Towers having contact.
Battered him very hard, and then Saley behind. Saley going down the inside.
The constant contact between those Alfa Towers remind me of a former Alfa Tower duo.
Are we going to hear the famous saying, Bob? Is that what you're getting to?
If they are going to be out because of contact with each other, I will.
Absolutely. But no, there's no trouble yet from the Alpha Tauris, but Saley's right on the back of...
could have ended different. Saley's now in between them.
But he has
again. So much more speed on those fresh softs. It's going to be a matter of time before he takes P3.
Just needs to bide his time and make sure to keep that clean overtake and then build a gap. And looks like Dimps and Tyres Terso are battling away. And unfortunately, looks like Tyres Terso
on fresh softs, and that's an easy pass.
And there's Saley going into turn 1 now, into the podium positions and up into P3.
Yep.
And we'll now be looking at Hims, looking at that white Red Bull / Ferrari, and hunting it down.
Meanwhile, up front, B-Nuts just creating a gap to him.
Just cruising at the moment, I think, isn't he?
Nearly 3 seconds already, while his rival, Owen Dunn, in trouble in P15.
But to be fair, Owen looks to have gained about 3 or 4 seconds, certainly on P14 at least. So
yeah, and the overall gap to the leader is 27.2. In his favour is that he's on fresher tyres.
Yes.
So if Beatty Nuts, who will have to pit soon, as we're already on lap 14 after predicted lap 16 stop, will fall back just before Owen Dunn. So it damage.
We have Hims and Mr.
pitting.
Long. Yeah,
exactly.
Hims and Mr. Long.
And the pin window's open.
And we have Dimps and Tyres Terso and Askelios getting into the fight here on the hard tyres. Just taking it down the inside, and Tyres Terso tries to take the racing line, but unfortunately unable to.
Now fighting us, Kalos.
Yeah, and taking a shot down the inside, but makes the right call there to just back out and try again.
That is Wardy, I think, who's off. In the Williams, yes.
Already on the mediums. Second set of mediums for him there, so he will have to pit again anyway.
And Hinz and Mr. Long. Oh, no.
It looks like
Wardy just came back on track backwards, and that made sure nearly that Hinz, who was coming up, nearly ran into him.
It looked like he did collide with Mr. Long because he's got a 5-second penalty for the collision. But
Elliot's pitting, Beanut still staying out. Wardy has no front wing anymore.
Beatty-Nuts making these softs last like Sergio Perez manages to make tyres last. This is
yeah, but and the one thing he has over Sergio Perez is Beatty-Nuts can actually qualify.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We have a nice little battle down here at the moment. Oh, we have a virtual safety car, don't we?
Yeah. So all be aware on the Delta. Don't go over it when the virtual safety car comes in, otherwise you'll be handed out a drive-through pen.
Question is, can Beatty-Nuts get to the pit lane and make the most of this VSC? Unfortunately, no.
VSC is over.
But he's jumping into the pits.
But he is coming in. Lap 16, as I told you.
You are becoming the new Mystic Meg. You're taking Wesley's crown off of him.
Is that something good?
I don't know. It depends whether you want to be able to tell the future or not. Personal preference.
Oh.
But that leaves us with a different...
Where he comes out. It doesn't lose that much time.
No, P10.
No, he'll still be ahead of him.
He will be, yeah.
He will be. Oh, yeah, he will be. And so the virtual top four is beating that to him, Mr. Long, and then Owen Dunn.
It's very possible that Ascelios can make those hards last to the end. So he is going to be the troublemaker, as he was last week, I think. If I remember correctly.
Last week. Yeah, well, no, he was.
Spa, wasn't it?
Was that last week?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I was actually fighting him for a podium position. I was faster. I passed him, but had to do an extra pit stop as he chose the hard tire and didn't go in and got a podium with it.
Managed to get a podium, and it's
very
possible. Oh, we do. Yeah, it looks like a Haas. Oh, it looks like Mavradas having an issue at turn 1.
Turn around at turn 1. Oh, has to wait.
Now
Hopefully
he doesn't get disqueued. Yeah, well done. That is.
Well done. Well, it's very good to see. He waited until the other cars were passed.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, we've seen many times in the past, especially with newer drivers, that they weren't following those racer rules very good. But he does, so well done to him.
Beatty-Nuts going for a sorry, Bog, but Beatty-Nuts managing to get round the outside of Nawuko in sector 2. Just showing the difference in pace of those fresh mediums against the old hards.
Well done.
Also got Guna getting into the mix on his much fresher set of mediums on tyres Terso at the moment.
Tires Terso has been always.
Oh, we have Marco Sack, I believe. Yeah, who's lost it turn 1 as well.
Yeah, that's him round.
And Nawuko's coming to the pits, and Winter Travis looks like
he's out.
Safety car. Looks like he's lost it on the corner before the pit entry.
Oh, yeah. And his
Possibly
teammate
just...
is just pitting, just like Naruko. That's a good choice.
That is a very good choice. Fresh mediums at this time. Probably the right call to make.
It's lap 19, so I'd probably pit for fresh mediums indeed. It's perfect for Saley.
Oh, but I tell you who loses out is Beatty Nuts.
Yeah. Well,
What's Askelios going to do? Because he could go to the end if he wanted, but it looks as if he's pitting.
yeah,
I
but
think
you,
that's a
you
sensible
also
choice.
need to keep in mind there's lots of drivers who want to get rid of that 5-second pen.
That's very true. And in fact, I don't
Saley
think
is,
it
he's
matters.
serving it, Dimix is serving it.
Because Beatty Nuts is going to shoot into the lead because everyone in front of him has pitted already.
Oh, and Mr. Long gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Aye, that's a shame.
Is
And Hims
takes P2.
I'm looking at what Owen Dunn is. Owen Dunn is pitting as well. Probably best thing to do, given his tire situation, but position-wise, P10.
P10. So the question for me is
he
tyres.
could have been in P4.
He could have been, yeah. He was right up there. We have two drivers on the softs who I think were the only medium runners left over from the start. In Tyres, Terso and Evan M. So, I mean, this safety car's going to go on for at least another lap. They'll need to do
They should
15.
be able to make it.
Should
they clearly have a benefit from it in the first 4 or 5 laps.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see
But
what they can do
after
from the restart.
Wardy is in P15 on hards. If he still has something fresh in the garage, I'd take it.
Oh, anything fresh. Anything
Yeah.
fresh at this point.
But Marcos,
Yeah,
he
11
hasn't
lap old
pitted.
mediums.
Yeah, that's he's going to suffer from that.
He certainly is. But the penalties do seem to have evened themselves out. So from P4 to P8 we have 3 seconds each. Nawuko currently has 3 seconds, and Mr. Long, I believe, is now going to be serving his 5-second time penalty.
Yeah, that's a wise choice. And
Absolutely.
picks fresh mediums.
And then Mr.
And gets a new front wing, so he had damage as well.
On the safety car lap. That's a shame.
Yeah, but we've seen weirder stuff on the safety car today.
We certainly have. Not just today, all season, I think, across all tiers we've seen some...
Yeah, but we had a big crash now with
big
Owen
crash,
Dunn,
yeah. It'll be interesting to see what's said about that after the race. If it was just a personal mistake, or if there was some sort of incident. But everyone, concertina in behind the safety car, and if Mr. Long can catch up, possible it's coming in this lap.
Could be.
Looks like it might be, yeah. Not quite in sector 3 yet, are they? So everyone will want to be getting as much heat into those mediums as possible. Usually takes a couple of laps to,
Yeah,
and there it
you're
is.
right.
Yep.
Safety car is coming in.
Now the question is, Hims managed to get away fairly quickly with BT Nuts last time. He waited till pit lane entry. Will he be doing the same, or will he... Oh, he's gone a
Here he
little
goes,
earlier
here he
this
goes.
time. Yeah, but Hims has caught it. But Sadie's right on the back, and I think Marco Sack is going alongside and causing a little bit of damage. And there's a dive bomb into turn 1, and Hims is sticking it down the inside.
But Hims keeps it.
Hims keeps it, and Sadie manages to get past as well. But now Sadie seems to have the run on him to turn 3.
This will
Looks
be
as though he's going to
interesting.
be getting
Yeah,
past.
Saley takes P2.
Fantastic. And Tyres Terso on the softs. Going round the outside of Dimsk. Looking to take Marco's sack. Oh, that is a
Yeah,
tough
but
corner to that, but he does push.
Marcos will regret not pitting for fresh tires.
I'm sure he will.
Everyone else did.
Yeah, because Gunnar is right on the back of him already.
And
in fact, he's gone off. Marco's gone off.
Oh,
just lost the rear and went off into the grass, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
He's just not got the tyres, has he?
No, he might be better off pitting now.
I think that's the only option, quite frankly. But he is continuing. Currently on board with tyres Terso on the fresh softs. Looking to get a run on Hims here.
Yellow.
And Marco Sack, I think, has gone round in turn 1.
Oh.
And retired on track. Oh dear.
Well, that's not the right way to do so.
Certainly not. But fortunately, the drivers are far away enough that hopefully it won't cause any issues.
Okay.
But beating us currently driving off into the distance, pulling out a 1.7 second lead in a couple of laps. Saley P2 in a nice little battle with Hims, and in tyres Terso's just gone off and allowed Dimps to get past him, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's a shame, because we wanted to make those fresh softs work as
DNR
quickly as
now
possible.
enabled again. Also, Owen Dunn moving up, P7.
P7 doing very well.
Yeah, but he needs a miracle to keep his championship dream alive.
He certainly does. But it looks like Dimskin tyres Terso just battling away there, and looked like tyres Terso might have lost it onto the grass, but managed to save it.
Done now into P6 already, and
P6
is hoping to close the gap to tyres Terso and DMX.
There's going to be some action between these two, I believe. I get that. I get that feeling in me bones, Bog, that Dimps and tyres Terso is going to be a little bit of a.
Yeah. I may have to do it after all about the AlphaTauris.
And the Aston Martins, funnily enough, between the two of them.
Oh, yeah. Can't be a coincidence.
And tyres Terso going round the outside. And he has just got the grip to make it stick. And it is a very nice overtake. But now Dimps is possibly going to be catching him back up with DRS opening, but not quite close enough on those mediums to put his nose down the inside.
And your fighting gives Owen Dunn the option to close the gap a bit. 1.4 behind those two.
It's about a second he's gained that lap, isn't it?
Yeah.
About a second.
Yeah,
so
free air and 2 cars fighting ahead of him.
It's certainly looking like the luck of the Irish is falling upon Owen once again this race. Just unfortunately not enough to knock Beaty Nuts out of the race.
Yeah. Meanwhile, looking at what the Alfa Romeo drivers are doing, the Constructors' Championship leaders, that's not that great. Because although Gunnar is there in P7, Rediot is only in P13.
He is, yeah. He does seem to be struggling around this Brazil track, doesn't he? Rediot, not quite getting the...
And who are their rivals for this championship? It's Ferrari, which is basically Beaty Nuts on his own.
But Alpine
as well. Alpine is on just 10 points behind, so
has just managed to get past Gunnar, in fact. Evan M, as we say that, has just managed to get past
talking about Gunnar, he gets the time penalty. Right now, Ferrari will take 25 points, unless he has fastest lap as well. Let's look at that. No, that's for Mr. Long. 25 points. And Alfa Romeo only scores 4. Oh, they're going to lose the lead. Well, Alpine is P6 and 7. But I can see that's 8 and 6, 14 points.
I can see the Alpines doing scoring a few more points today.
I think Owen Dunn will move up, especially with the pens that Tires Terza and Dymix have.
Absolutely. And then if Evan can just keep it.
And that's another pen. Oh,
and
Dymix loses a bit of traction there.
But
contact.
Looks as if Owen wasn't aware that he was side by side with Dimps there, and just pulled across and unfortunately made the contact.
P5 for him now.
But he is up into P5, absolutely. We'll see whether the stewards
P5
get
is
called
10
upon.
points. Evan is on 6 points at 16. That will bring them at 115. While Alfa Romeo scores 4 points is 113. The Ferrari is going to go to 129. So
129, yeah. It looks as if
BT Nuts
is
going for double.
carrying. Yeah. So the driver who unfortunately didn't make it this evening, Mr. TTV Smianka, might end up getting a call for the Champions race based on BT Nuts' performance. That is...
Yeah, if he shows up.
Absolutely, yeah. It's obviously
maybe we should make a note about it. As he missed a few races, he does need to show up in the next race for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We need drivers
to get the pen, by the way.
Hims is on a 3-second time penalty. That is going to cost him dramatically. Especially as Owen is right on the back of Tires Terzo now. Already.
Hims is really struggling at the moment on these 12 lap volt mediums. He's losing a lot of time on Saley. Tires Terzo is closing the gap, and Owen Dunn is on his way as well. Owen could still get the podium.
He really could. At this rate, it's looking very promising. Because I do believe in 3 or 4 laps time, those softs of Tires Terzo are going to fall off.
Yeah, but here comes Owen. Outside. Can you make it stick? I think he can. Yeah, well done.
Looks like he has.
That's P4.
Fantastic move. P4.
Owen is on a run here.
He sure is. This is a hell of a recovery drive from Owen.
And what a shame that mistake earlier under the safety car. He could have had a 1-2 battle with Beattie.
Oh, absolutely. They were so close on pace, those first laps.
Yeah, switching position lap after lap. But yeah, it wasn't meant to be.
Wasn't meant to be, but now Owen, I think, will be setting his sights on Hims and Saley. I think he might be looking for a P2 here with this pace.
Well, the gap to P2 is 4 seconds. That might be a bit much.
Nice little battle forming here for what is going to be P8 between Askelios, Guna, Mavradas and Nawuko.
Guna is dropping positions.
He is, yeah.
Mavradas is in P10, and in his first race would love to score some points, but so does Mr. Long, who's now in P12.
Mavradas.
And here comes Mavradas. It is looking.
It's just unfortunately becoming a bit of a DRS train behind Askelios.
Yeah, Nawuko closing in on this group, and with the current pace, Mr. Long might benefit as he is closing the gap a little, and the cars ahead of him are also picking up pens while he hasn't.
They certainly are.
So maybe he also has fastest lap, but that will only give you a point if you finish inside the top 10.
Yeah, I'm surprised the soft runners, neither of the soft runners have fastest lap.
Yeah.
I expect those to be the quickest, but Mr. Long clearly proving.
Owen Dunn gets a time penalty.
Oh, so that's him now
That's
even with
gonna
Hims.
cost him surely P2 and might even cost him P3.
It's possible, yeah. It's P3,
Yeah.
4 and 5 have all got 3-second time penalties, but certainly if Staley can keep it clean, he's looking to be guaranteeing that second position for him, I imagine.
Now Owen Dunn at least needs to beat him on track for a podium finish.
Now I think Evan M is struggling on these soft tyres because Askelios has managed to get right behind him. There was a 1.5 second gap, and now he's within DRS zone and only less than half a second behind.
It has become the F&M train.
It certainly has. And is he going to make it stick into turn 1?
What is he going to do?
He's gone down the inside. Is he going to hold it around the outsides?
Askelios is passed.
Looks like he is. And it's now down to Gunnar. Oh, but Mavradas clearly got a much better exit. Takes it down the inside.
Contact there with Gunnar and Mavradas. Gee, the Alfa Romeos are really struggling tonight.
This has not been their best night, has it? Oh, and there's a little bit of contact between Mavradas and Evan M. Looks as if Evan M just hasn't quite got the pace on these soft tyres.
No,
after
I
lap
think
10.
dropping off massively for him.
Yeah, you see his rear end just...
But Owen Dunn just 4 tenths behind him now.
He has really caught up, hasn't he? And then going down a back
Yeah,
straight,
but don't
DRS will
forget
be
about
open.
Tires Turso, who's only just a few tenths behind him as well. He tries the outside, and
that's brave.
Him's defense going both into turn 2. Hims keeps it. But here comes another DRS zone. Ooh, barely has any space, but makes it stick. What a move, well done by Owen Dunn.
I have to say as well, there was some very nice defending from Hims as well, because Tires Turso nearly managed to find a gap there, but with Hims down the inside, he did manage to hold off Tires Turso as well. But look at that, podium position for Owen. That recovery
After
drive.
Being in last halfway.
Absolutely. That's the benefit of the safety car, as they say, bringing you back into the race, giving you that opportunity.
But it was also the safety car that brought him out of the race.
Very true. Yep, very true.
Right now, here comes Tires Turso, but he's out of ERS, so that won't help him.
He is, and so is Hims. Hims is down to single figures. Owen looks like he's got not much more. There's just pure mechanical pace here with minimal ERS available for these.
Really
3, 4,
close here
5.
between him and Hims.
Him and Hims.
Yeah, between Owen and Hims. Sorry, with Hims having a bit of snap of oversteer. Tires Turso still in mix, and even Dime X is closing in now.
There's battles all over the place. I'm on board with Mavradas at the moment in the Haas, who's challenging Askelios through every single corner.
Mavradas moving up nicely to P8.
He certainly is. This is a promising debut from Mavradas, who's getting a lot of support in chat actually.
Mr. Long on penalties could be in the points.
He could be, yeah. We could have 2 debutants in the points, which is fantastic to see. Fantastic to see that the rookie program is providing us with some good quality league racers to join.
Yep.
And Mavradas looking down the inside, but just takes a second look to pull out. and possibly looking down a second DRS zone. He's got the run on Askelios down the inside, and it looks like he's made the move stick. Askelios just tried it down the outside, but unfortunately there's not enough track there to make that work. So Mavradas up to P7 and looking to build a bit of a gap away from Askelios here.
Keeps moving up positions.
Yeah, making some good clean overtakes, which is fantastic to see.
Yeah, he's a good racer. Oh, Tyres Turso
I was
and
just
Hims.
going to say Hims and Tyres Turso, there we go.
It seemed like Hims had a bad exit.
Hims must
and
have
it's
had
now
some
the
issue.
Alpha Tauri taking P4.
P4, Hims on 20 lap old mediums, must just have...
But we left the battle with Mafradas and Scalos, but while we had that,
it's swapped over.
Back in P7. Oh, we have a yellow.
Haas driver is Mavradas. It's Mavradas.
Oh no!
Oh, and Hims has lost it in his battle with Tyres Turso.
Oh no, that's the surprise on the line. Oh, going backwards on track with cars coming up. Oh please,
no, and Nawuko's just completely lost it there. I'm not sure if Mr. Long was trying to overtake under yellows, but absolute
what a mess
chaos.
on last lap, and we're nearly at the finish line. Well, we are actually with Beanie Nuts.
We are.
Beanie Nuts is your first ever Drivers' Champion in DTR.
That is incredible. Class D champion, Beanie Nuts all the way from New Zealand. Managed to give an incredible
third win,
season
fifth
one.
Podium, 4 pole positions. Champion with 1 race to go.
Absolutely, possibly the best stats card we have in the DTR server.
Maybe just Justice.
Oh yeah, Justice.
He had a phenomenal start of the season,
run,
winning 4 or 5 in a row. But yeah, this is phenomenal.
It's incredible to stuff, incredible to see, incredible to witness.
Saley picks up 2nd position. That will.
And I believe that is Owen, isn't it, in the Alpine? Who's picked up a phenomenal podium there.
Yeah, Owen will stay in 2nd in the championship.
He will indeed, yeah.
With 97 points, while Beanie Nuts is going to be on 113. But the battle for P3 in the championship is wide open now, with I think Tyres Turso in 3rd, and that's
Saley,
wrong. I think Ascalos. It's basically Ascalos and Tyres Turso fighting for P3. But first the race results. Beanie Nuts wins, and Saley and Owen Dunn on the podium. Ascalos, Tyres Turso, Dime X are the top 6. They have Mr. Long scoring points on his debut. Gunnar, Evan M. Brilliant complete the top 10, while Hims was phenomenal tonight, but mistake on the last lap cost him in points. Wardy gets P12, Mavradas is also lost out on the last lap. P13, Nawuka in P14, and the rest was not finishing. Marcos, Winter, Travis, Rice, Ryan, Late, and Felix de Billat. Wow.
Yeah, take a breath now, Bog. Blimey.
That was entertaining.
That was incredible. Action across every lap, really. As always, with the ever unpredictable Class D championship, which has now been clinched by Beanie Nuts. So massive congratulations to him on winning the first of our DTR Season 1 championships.
And seems to, at least he has taken the lead also. with his Ferrari team in constructors, so that's looking good for him as well.
So he still has
Owen
something to
Dunn
battle for next week as well.
Owen, he has P2 quite firmly now, but if Thijs Turso, Askelos, Hims, and Gunnar are all going to fight for P3, which would give a ticket for the championship race.
Sure will. So there's still everything to play for that championship race, and we will see the action and all of the action at our ultimate race of season 1 in Mexico next week. So Bog, thank you very much for joining me this evening. It's been great to have
you're
you.
Welcome. Maybe next week again, or I might be on track. We'll see about that.
Absolutely, yeah, it'd be great. Either way, whether we're watching you from above in the helicopter cam or whether we're teaming up again for commentary, it'll be another fantastic stream either way. So we will see everybody watching next week for our final race in Mexico.
So Monday we have Class A at 6, and then on Tuesday we have Class B at 8. Wednesday, Class C at 8, and next week on Thursday is the finale of Season 1 Class D.
Yes, and it's probably worth mentioning, isn't it, that the Class A, B and C all have championship deciding races at their final race of the season, so that will be exciting for everybody to tune in and watch.
A, you have Justice and Chevy fighting. In Class B, it's a battle between Wesley and Bruma, and in Class C, it's a battle between Billy and Benny Bino.
Sure is. So lots of action for us at Delta T Racing over the next week.
Yep.
And then
make sure you watch next week. And on Sunday we also are racing, not on F1 but ACC.
We are hoping to get our endurance series off.
Yeah.
Where we will have the
7 it is, right?
7 p.m. Absolutely. We'll have the always professional multi taking us on a journey around Monza for a few hours in ACC. So yes, please do join us, and we look forward to seeing you all in the next one.
All right. Well, I think that's it then.
Sure is. Thanks very much, guys, for watching.